Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely. Always up for a deep dive.
Awesome. So today we're looking at something super interesting. It's all about how our relationships, our connections with other people can actually impact how long we live.
Oh, wow. That's fascinating. I'm intrigued already.
Yeah, me too. So we've got these excerpts from an article. Let me see. It's called "The Role and Importance of Social Connections in Longevity." Catchy, right?
It does grab your attention. Definitely makes you want to learn more.
Right. And, we hear so much about diet and exercise for a longer life, but this article suggests that having close relationships could be just as, if not more, important.
Really? Okay, that's a game changer. I mean, I knew relationships were important, but wow, to have that kind of impact on lifespan, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing. It's like having this secret weapon for longevity just hiding in plain sight.
I like that, a secret weapon.
So maybe we should start with, what exactly do we mean by social connections? I mean, is it just about having tons of friends on social media or something?
Definitely not. It's really more about those genuine quality relationships in your life. Think family, friends, romantic partners, even the people you're connected to through your community.
Oh, okay, I see. So joining a book club or volunteering or even just, having a friendly chat with the barista at your local coffee shop, those all count.
Exactly. It's about feeling like you belong, like you've got people you can count on, a real support system. And that's where this whole longevity link comes in.
Oh, right. So there's actually research that shows this connection between relationships and living longer.
Yeah. I mean, there was this one study, and I have to say, the results were just incredible. It found that people with strong social connections actually lived an average of 10 years longer than those who were more isolated.
10 years? Hold on. 10 years longer? That's insane. I mean, for context, isn't that almost the same impact as quitting smoking?
It is. It's right up there with some of the biggest health factors we know.
Wow. I mean, I knew relationships were important, but to put a number on it like that really puts things in perspective. It's like, whoa, we need to pay attention to this.
Right. And on the flip side, the article highlights how social isolation can be seriously detrimental to health. It's linked to a higher risk of all sorts of things like heart disease, depression, even cognitive decline.
Oh, wow. So it's almost like a double-edged sword then. Strong connections are super beneficial, but isolation can be really harmful.
Exactly. It's a powerful reminder of how interconnected our mental, physical, and social well-being really are.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got these strong connections. They can help us live longer, avoid health problems. It all sounds great, but how does it actually work? I mean, does having friends boost your immune system or something?
Well, it's not quite that straightforward, but it's definitely connected to how our bodies handle stress. Think about it. When you're going through a tough time, having a supportive network to lean on makes a huge difference, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if you're stressed about work or family stuff, just being able to vent to a friend or get advice can make you feel so much better.
Right. And that feeling of being supported, of not being alone, it actually helps to lower your stress levels, which in turn can have a positive impact on your physical health. So it's not like your friends are directly boosting your immune system, but they're helping to create the conditions where your body can function better overall.
Oh, so it's kind of like having a buffer against the stress of life, like a team of people to help you through tough times.
Exactly. It's like having a built-in stress management system, and that's just one way these connections work their magic. The article also talks about how our social circles can influence our behavior.
What you mean, like peer pressure? Like if all my friends start running marathons, I'm going to feel pressured to join them?
Well, maybe, haha. But it's more subtle than that. It's about those little nudges in a healthier direction. If your friends are all into fitness, you're more likely to be active too. If they're all about cooking healthy meals, you might start experimenting in the kitchen more.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's like you're not even consciously trying to be healthier, but your social environment kind of naturally guides you in that direction.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just health habits. It can be anything, really. If your friends are all super into learning new things, you might be more inspired to pick up a new skill or hobby. Our connections shape us in more ways than we realize.
It's like having a built-in accountability buddy without even realizing it.
I like that, an accountability buddy. It's so true. And beyond the physical and behavioral stuff, there's also this huge benefit that comes from feeling a sense of purpose and belonging. Like you're part of something bigger than yourself.
I get that. Like when I volunteer for a cause I care about, it gives me this feeling of purpose, like I'm making a difference.
Exactly. Or think about being part of a team working towards a shared goal. It's incredibly motivating and fulfilling, and that sense of belonging, that feeling of connection to something larger, can have a profound impact on our mental and emotional well-being.
Right. It's like we're not meant to be alone, you know? We thrive when we're connected to others, when we feel like we're part of something meaningful.
Exactly. So I'm curious, as we're going through this deep dive, what's really resonating with you? What's standing out?
Honestly, for me, it's that 10-year difference in lifespan. It just blows my mind. Like, it really highlights how crucial these connections are, and it makes you think, am I doing enough to nurture my own relationships?
That's a really great point. We often put so much emphasis on diet and exercise, which are important, but maybe we should be putting just as much effort, if not more, into strengthening our social bonds. And it doesn't always have to be these grand gestures either.
Right. It's the little things that count. Right.
Absolutely. Small gestures can go a long way, like taking the time to call a friend, sending a handwritten note, or just showing up for someone when they need it. It's like making deposits in the relationship bank.
I love that analogy, deposits in the relationship bank. That's so true. It's not always about these big dramatic things, but those consistent everyday acts of kindness and connection.
Exactly. And sometimes just being there for someone is enough. I remember when a close friend was going through a really rough patch and I didn't know what to say or do, so I just baked some cookies and showed up at her door. And it turned out that was exactly what she needed. Just having someone there to listen, to offer a hug, to let her know she wasn't alone, it made a huge difference.
It's amazing how powerful just showing up can be. We don't always need to have the perfect words or solutions. Sometimes, just being present is the most valuable gift we can give.
I couldn't agree more. And for anyone listening who might be feeling isolated, remember, it's never too late to build new connections. Think about your interests. What are you passionate about? Then look for groups or activities where you can meet like-minded people. There are so many opportunities out there, whether it's online or in person.
That's such a great point. It's about taking that first step, putting yourself out there.
Right. It might feel a little awkward or uncomfortable at first, but the rewards can be immeasurable.
This deep dive has been so eye-opening, It's amazing to think about how much power we have to shape our own health and well-being simply by nurturing our relationships.
It really is. It's a reminder that our social connections are just as important as those healthy habits we always hear about.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, what's one final thought-provoking question you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Okay. Let me see. How about this? Think about the people in your life. Is there someone you've been meaning to connect with, someone you've been thinking about but haven't reached out to? What's stopping you from making that call, sending that text, or reaching out today? Remember, even the smallest step can make a world of difference.
I love that. It's a great reminder that we all have the power to strengthen our connections and build new ones. And who knows, it might just add years to our lives.
Exactly. You never know the impact a simple connection can have.
Thanks for another insightful deep dive. It's been a pleasure, as always.
The pleasure was all mine.
And to everyone listening, we'll catch you next time for another fascinating deep dive into the latest research. Until then, take care and stay